Approximately 700,000 to 2 million people in America are left out in the streets because they have nowhere to go.
Out of that number, 44% are single men, 13% are single women, 36% are families, and 7% are unaccompanied minors.
He seemed so happy with the food we found to give him. May God bless you, is what he said.
50% of African Americans, 35% white, 12% Hispanic, 2% Native American, and 1% Asian are all victims to the homeless problem.
I am happy. I am happy. I have a dream.
I got a dream.
One day.
We gonna work it out.
One day.
We gonna work it out.
One day.
We gonna work it out.
I have a dream.
I got a dream.
One day.
We gonna work it out.
One day.
We gonna work it out.
Actually, I had a great childhood. I was just a normal kid, just like everybody else, you know. I had a great childhood, you know. I went to West High. In fact, I went to the university.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What'd you say you'd be?
I studied sociology.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My big misconception is most people think homeless people don't want to work. They don't want, they want everything free, and we really don't. We really don't, you know. And if you notice, most people are just doing their best to find work, and you know, I want, you know, thanks for Obama for all he's doing, you know, but we do need more work out here. We do need more work, and we also need more state aid for the people that can't work, you know, that can't work. You know what? I was a kid, okay, and I just followed the wrong people, you know, and from, you know, actually, when you're a kid and you follow the wrong people, you're going to end up in a place like this when you're older, you know, and, you know, we don't think about that when we're kids, okay, so.
I personally think that I've seen a lot of people go from living good, having a good life, you know, hanging out with friends, to trying drugs and having that waste all their bank funds and technically just putting people on the street. It sucks. Seeing them is just like a negative part of my day, but it's also like confusing because I was like, think about whether I should give them $1 or think about whether that dollar will go for more drugs.
Well, you see a lot of homeless people all around in the subways and the streets, always asking you for change, and it can get kind of bothersome when, you know, they're constantly asking you for change, they're constantly in the way and stuff. I've been on subway cars where an entire portion of the car was without seats because the homeless person actually smelled that bad. And people don't want to sit next to them. They say they sleep on the train, so it can be bothersome.
Well, it's not really a big in Potsdam. Like, there's not a lot of homeless people, but where I'm from, there are a lot of people that are homeless. There's a lot of people that are homeless.
There's some people that are homeless. They're on the street.
I know they exist, but I don't really know very much.
Middle class experience and people are forced into desperate situations. So you have people who can't keep up with the cost of living, and a lot of people just get shoved in and out. And because of that, I mean not because of that, but you know, when people are finding themselves in a situation, it's really hard for people to, you know, apply for jobs. You know, some places ask for a fixed home address, and you know, sometimes a shelter address isn't enough. So people, and these are people who aren't necessarily homeless. Choosing these people who want to work, and yet, you know, society is not doing enough to integrate these people back into society. So I think one of the huge things is holding back, or just I think one of the huge problems in that rush for homelessness is that, you know, there's a lot of societal attitudes that just think that are unprotected, that these are worthless people. And because of that, helping these people into your society is just that much difficult because their attitudes are just, won't get in. So there are things in place like homeless shelters, like these are also things that are notoriously underfunded. Have really the way they function is hardly ideal. These people, there's not enough beds, not long enough in the state for somebody to get back to the street, which of course made it a lot harder by virtually finding a job. But I think the huge thing is just, I'm getting really worried here, but I think that we have a lot of attitudes that keep people there. I think so. It's a matter of overcoming these attitudes, and then from then on, addressing really ineffectual policies. We have a crazy amount of people who are homeless, and this is a thing where people think of homeless people who are just as consistently there, and it's really a lot of people who are just in between situations.
Sometimes, we look at them and they're like, we think like, oh, they're smelly and like gross, but like you don't know like their like past and like why they're in that situation. So that's a big misconception that we all do.
That they want to be homeless.
I feel shocked because we're supposed to be the land of opportunities, and like there are a lot of people that are homeless, and that's kind of that's a little crazy to me. So.
Oh my God, really? It's actually a really upsetting fact. It's kind of hard to process.
I don't know, that's crazy. That sucks.
I don't think there's a specific reason. There's so many reasons why there could be homeless people. Like they could have lost their jobs. Sickness is a big thing too. I don't know. They're all like there's many different reasons. I don't think there's just one centered reason for someone to be homeless because you're not yet young and you don't want to be like when I grow up I want to be homeless. Like it's not a career.
Because a lot of people make bad decisions and they don't make money, so they're homeless.
Because housing is expensive.
I feel like it's mostly because of the bad economy, but I also think that people have made bad decisions, and that's why they don't have
homeless. Personally, I think I can maybe give them $5. Maybe that'll work. But I feel like just supporting charity works, I guess. Charity, homeless shelters and stuff like that. But yeah, I wish they would not be so homeless.
Yo, thank you, man.
No problem.
Thanks for the help.
Well, there was a homeless shelter on my block. And so we would go, my older brother more than I was kind of young when we were kind of involved in it, but we would go on Easter and we would help out. We would like make pancakes and stuff, help out. And so that's one way I can get involved.
I have volunteered at soup kitchens before. I've donated Christmas stuff to like soup kitchens, like we did this whole event thing. So like I've done a lot to help out. Like, I'll continue to do that.
Volunteer at a local soup kitchen would be a good idea.
I would support places like homeless shelters and volunteer. I would volunteer and help. I mean, there's not really much I can do as a student.
Here are some ideas that we came up with in order to help out the homeless.
We plan on throwing a party, and in order to gain interest, you must bring a donation of either food, clothing, or money.
Turn me up a little bit more. Yeah.
We will also hold a bake sale where all proceeds will go to the Salvation Army.
We can also collect items of clothing to donate to the homeless.
We will also have a canned food drive that will be donated to the homeless shelters.
I would definitely be involved, and I think that's a great idea to help out because it is a problem and it needs people like us to make a difference.
I think it's pretty cool. Like, I'm in college, so like you're ready to like party sometimes, and a party that you can do something actually for other people. I think that's pretty cool. And donate stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I would go to something like that.
I think it is a good idea. I feel like most people would go and either donate or bring $5, because that's not too complicated for most